I'm really glad June is over with. It was one of the longest years so far this month. Greetings, one and all, and welcome back to Tom's Hit Parade. By the way, I invite you to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you like what you see, share this video with your friends, and leave me your thoughts down in the comment section. You'd make me love you. Your likes and subs would do it. They'd really, really do it. Anyway, today I'm going to bring you something that I haven't brought you in a while, and that is a haul video. Yes, it's not that I haven't been to the St. Vinnie stores around the Eugene Springfield area over the last few months. It's just I've only done one or two at a time, picked up, a handful of stuff, not really enough to warrant a whole video, and I kind of did it on an unpredictable schedule. But yes, in the last 2 months, amidst all the chaos that has happened in June, which I'll get to in just a minute, I managed to do 1.5-ish circuits of the St. Vinny's stores in the area. Several of them I've done twice. A few of them I've done only once, and actually one of them I haven't done at all. In, 3 or 4 months, I haven't been to this one. It's got a very small CD section, so hardly worth going to anyway. So yes, I've got like 40 CDs to show you, and a Blu-ray, actually. I've also got a Blu-ray. I'll get to that in a minute. I just wanted to kind of, recap my June, my very hectic June, to kind of explain why I haven't done a video in a little while. Since my mother's hip replacement at the end of April, which went fantastically, by the way, she is recovering very nicely. She has basically blown the minds of the physical therapists and doctors that she's been dealing with, so yay, Mom. We were so busy with her recovery from that we kind of let the yard go. It got overgrown with weeds and stuff since the rains basically stopped and the temperature started warming up. And my aunt and uncle from down in the Klamath Falls area let us know that gave us about 2 weeks notice and said they're coming up for a visit. So, and they haven't been up to visit us in at least 10 years. It's always been us going down to visit them. Not that we have a problem with that. It's just kind of been the way it's worked out. So we had 2 marathon weekends of yard cleaning and weed pulling to do. And then, of course, after that, was my aunt and uncle's visit. We had a really nice time with them, by the way, a nice long visit. It's usually just, we see them for about 24 hours and, we get there and 24 hours later we're gone just because we need to get back home because, most of us work. So it was very nice to have like 48 hours with them. They, had like 3 different meals with them and stuff and just lots of time to visit and talk. And it was really, really lots of fun to visit with them. And then, of course, by the time that weekend was over, I needed a weekend just to zone out and recuperate. No recording videos that weekend. And then come up to this weekend, which is not any less hectic. It's not any less weird. I'm undergoing a medical procedure tomorrow. It's a routine screening. So I am basically in the middle of a clear liquids only diet, kind of starving myself. So I thought I would crank out a couple of videos this weekend or today just to take my mind off of my stomach viciously growling at me. So anyway, yes, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get on to my haul. As I said, I've got like 40 CDs, but this, bear in mind, this is from 7, 8, 9, I'm going to be visiting 12 different stores, some of the same stores twice, as I said. So yes, not a whole lot of stuff from each store individually at a time, but it's stacked up. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Found some really good stuff this time, and everything, well, almost everything was 99 cents a piece. A couple of things here I found that were in their special locked case that were, $1.99, $2.99 a piece, but in my opinion, they were well worth it. So starting off the stack here, City to City by Jerry Rafferty, his classic album, which has Baker Street and Right Down the Line, his two big hits. Great album. I have it on LP, I think, but it's always nice to have it on CD and for 99 cents. Then we have the greatest hits of the Pointer Sisters. I have most of the songs that are on here, but I figured I'd pick it up, and it's always nice to have a one CD with all the hits on it. Kind of cool to have that. So yes, as you can see, all of their 80s hits primarily and stuff. So, can't remember if I showed you the back of the Jerry Rafferty CD. Yeah. Cool stuff to have there. And then we have the greatest hits of Tavares. Is that how you pronounce it? I actually, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce their name properly, but as a 70s soul and rock band. My sister, there was a Tavares greatest hits CD in her collection that I inherited from her, but it only had like 8 or 10 songs on it, and at the time I just wasn't very fond of it, and so I actually ended up that was one of the ones that I ended up giving away. But obviously saw this one for $1 and decided to pick it up and give them another shot. So yeah, and as you can see, 16 songs on this one as opposed to 10 on the other one. So very good. And this ended up completing, completing as far as I need to right now anyway, my Phil Collins discography with, but seriously, I've got his previous 3 albums, picked up this one. This one didn't have any major hits on it, I don't think. I Wish It Would Rain Down. And, and Another Day in Paradise. So yeah. I do like Phil Collins solo stuff. 80s kid, remember. So yeah, good stuff there. And then we have an Elton John album, Red Strikes Back, one of his 80s albums. And of course, this one has I Don't Want to Go On With You Like That. And I guess that was the only hit on here, the only popular single on there. So yeah. But I am deep into building a complete discography of Elton John. I'm almost finished with it, actually. And it didn't take long. I was able to find, I may actually do a video of that. Yeah, I wanted to really build a discography of Elton John and really deep dive into his stuff. So yeah, that's my one of my latest endeavors. And here we go, 99 cents. And this was not in the special cabinet. This was 99 cents. Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder, the remastered version, 2-disc set. So yeah, excellent to find that. Couple little tiny blemishes on the CDs, but otherwise almost like new. So yeah, I've really been wanting to get into Stevie Wonder's classic albums. So yes, that was excellent find on there. And then we have Too Legit to Quit by Hammer. That'd be always wanted to check out his stuff, beyond the big hits. Obviously, this one has the title track, Too Legit to Quit. And gotta figure, see if I like any of his album tracks. I also need to get Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him. I want to get that one as well. So hopefully I'll find that one pretty soon. And then we have Maroon 5, It Won't Be Soon Before Long. I had this one once before. Don't like any of their albums as much as I like Songs About Jane, but figured I'd give it another shot. It's been years and years since I've listened to this one, so give it a shot. And this one I had the original version of, but I didn't realize there was a 20th anniversary edition of A Few Small Repairs by Sean Colvin. So yeah, pick that one up. And the original edition was in my sister's collection. So, and I have since built up a 4 or 5 album collection of Sean Colvin. I kind of have grown to like her. So yes, got some bonus tracks down here. So yeah, cool stuff indeed. And then this one I used to have. I got it a couple years ago when it first came out. Didn't like it very much at the time, got rid of it. But then this one, and again, a 2-disc special edition set was there in St. Vinnie's for 99 cents. This is Music Played by Humans by Gary Barlow, a former member of, a current, I think they're still together, member of Take That. And yes, I originally had, as I said, the 1-disc version, but yes, this one's got a whole new disc. And I believe this is a live set. A Night at the Museum. Presumably it's a live concert disc. So yeah. And this one actually had the slipcase and everything. Perfect condition. Almost like it was brand new. But the slipcase pretty much just replicates the front and back covers. So when that's the case, I just throw away the case, slipcase. And then we have, this is one that I am not familiar with, never heard of them before, but they are a French band, and so I thought I would give them a shot. I have a soft spot for French music. A band called Dolly. No idea. I have not listened to any samples yet, and I just got home with these a couple of days ago, so I have not listened to any of these yet. Some of them I came home with earlier, but yeah, still none of them I've listened to yet. I have a vinyl backlog and I have a CD backlog, and yet I keep buying more CDs. It's a sickness, but it's a great sickness to have. Anyway, so yes, I'll be looking forward to listening to that, see what that sounds like. And another one that I'm not familiar with, but just looked too good. It looked too interesting to pass up. Betty Carter with her album "Look What I Got," and she just she just looks like somebody I'd like. You know, she looks like the grandma down the street, doesn't she? The grandma down the street that probably cooks really good food. Anyway, so yes, "The Man I Love," a Gershwin song, is on here, and "Imagination" by Jimmy Van Heusen and Johnny Burke. Not familiar with that song, but and "The Good Life," and she's got a couple of songs that she actually wrote herself on here. So definitely looking forward to listening to that one. And this one looked interesting. I've been trying to avoid picking up stuff, blind or deaf buys, just because I have such a big backlog. But this one looked interesting. Uh, Ebba Forsberg, I believe is how you pronounce her name, and this is her debut album, "Been There." So it is apparently pop music. So I'll give that one a shot. And then I picked up one or two best ofs. One of them being Emmylou Harris, Profile, the best of Emmylou Harris. And I like the albums that she did with Dolly Parton and Linda Ronstadt, the trio albums. Very good. So decided to give a shot to her solo stuff. Then I found this one looked too interesting to pass up. Dionne Warwick, now a 50th anniversary album. And I guess this is re-recordings of some of her songs and perhaps um, recordings of new songs, because she's got "There's Always Something There to Remind Me." "Is There Anybody Out There?" Did she do that one? And "I Say a Little Prayer." So yes, she is one of those timeless musical treasures from the pop music scene, produced by Phil Ramone. So yeah, I figure I'm certainly going to have a good time listening to that one. And this one was not at a St. Vinny store. This was actually in the dollar section at House of Records. Reba, "All the Woman I Am," and it actually has a DVD with it, with some AOL sessions and some behind the scenes stuff and one of her music videos. So I do like some of Reba's stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead and take a shot. It's got a DVD with it, so why not? Then we have we're getting into some country here now. We got the definitive collection of the Oak Ridge Boys. And of course, their hit song "Elvira" is perhaps their biggest hit. I think that was actually a crossover hit, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I am not well versed, actually pretty much non-versed on their stuff aside from Elvira. So I thought I would give them a shot. And then we have this one was in one of the racks. This was $2.99, or was it $1.99? It is "Always on My Mind" by Willie Nelson. And yes, I had a different version of it, but it was an original unremastered version, and this is remastered with a couple of bonus tracks on it. So yeah, I figured I had to pick that one up to upgrade to the remastered version. And another country album here, another live album by Johnny Cash at Madison Square Garden. I've got his two Prison albums already, live albums, and so I figured might as well give this one a shot. I mean, look at that track list. Holy moly, it is 26 tracks long. One or two of them are suites. That's why the list looks so long. But yeah, figured I should go ahead and give him a shot. And this one, this one was $1.99, but it was in really, really good shape, and I've always wanted to check out their stuff. Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers with their album "Rare Bird Alert." This was Steve Martin's first team up with the Steep Canyon Rangers, and I've admired his stuff for a while. So his banjo skills are pretty darn good. So yeah. Then, as you may or may not remember, I've been collecting the Capitol Collector Series albums, and so I've kind of I basically realized this time that kind of whenever I see one that I don't have, I'm just going to pick it up, even though I am not familiar with either of these artists. We've got Ferlin Husky. he was primarily a country artist, did a little bit of crossover into pop, but yeah, I decided to pick that one up, give it a try. And Al Martino. He's, I guess he's one of those classic crooners, kind of like Dean Martin. And oddly enough, I have the Capitol Collector series of Dean Martin, and so this one's going to go right alongside it because right after Martin would be Martino. So I figure why not give these guys a shot. Yeah. At worst, I've wasted $1, actually less than $1, and I may be able to sell it to the store for credit if I don't like it. And then we come up to Harry Belafonte, An Evening with Harry Belafonte and Friends. I can't tell you who the friends are in the in here because I looked through the track listing and the booklet inside, and it doesn't have a clear, plain list of who the friends are. But I've enjoyed Harry Belafonte for quite a while, so I'm sure I will enjoy that album. Then we have another hits series that I've been somewhat of a collector of, the 20th Century Masters Millennium Collection. I found the Al Jolson volume. So yeah. He kind of made a career of himself by performing in blackface, which is obviously very dubious now. But as it turns out, if you kind of dig underneath the surface and do a little research, he was an advocate and a very much of a proponent of for black performers and black artists and black music at the time. So kind of breaking through the barriers and brought black music to the forefront, brought some attention to black music. So did his part, you may say. So, yeah. Yes, of course, a whole bunch of classic songs on here. Swanee, California, Here I Come, You Made Me Love You, which you heard a fantastic rendition of in my cold open, and Tootsie Goodbye, a bunch of all-time greatest pop songs from back in the olden days. Drink water here. We're about halfway through here. Hope my voice holds out. This one, I found another great thing, and this one was 99 cents. It was not in the special bin. The Essential Eartha Kit, a 2-disc set. So yeah, and the cases on these were not in very good condition. I recased them before I did the video, but yeah, 2 discs full of classic Eartha Kitt songs. Her torchy diva voice is unmistakable. And then this one, another 2-disc set. I've got the studio disc on here because I have a box set of his complete studio recordings, but I did not have the live disc. Joe Satriani, this is Time Machine. One disc is a live set and another disc is studio recordings. So decided I'd go ahead and pick it up, despite already having half of the album of the release. So yeah, can't turn down some Joe Satriani. Great rock guitarist. Then we're coming into some new age and jazz here. I've mentioned this guy before, Eric Tingstad. This is one of his earlier albums. Yeah, 1992. I first discovered him on the Narada label when he was paired with Nancy Rumble. Eric Tingstad is a guitarist, and Nancy Rumble is a woodwind artist. And so, they did some great albums together on the Narada label. And this is now the second solo album that I have that predates the Narada releases. The other one that I have is on vinyl, actually. So, yes, was very surprised and happy to see this and pick it up. So, yeah, good guitarist that I have enjoyed for many years now. And actually, speaking of Eric Tingstad, here he is with Nancy Rumble as well as pianist Spencer Brewer. And this is a Narada release, Emerald. Yeah, I saw this one and I passed it up the first time thinking, oh, I already have that one. But as it turns out, I looked at my Discogs, my inventory on Discogs, and I did not have it. So I'm glad I checked and picked it up. So yes, some great nature-inspired, smooth, easy listening stuff from the Narada label. It's very good stuff. Great to listen to relax in the evenings, maybe to unwind, to meditate, that kind of thing. So, and another Narada release, but this is more electronic music. This is a group called Trapezoid, and this is their album Moon Run. I heard this one way back in the beginning. Back in the day, in the early 90s, I had a bunch of Neurotta releases, got rid of most of them, and I had most of them on cassette. Got rid of a lot of them, and I think this was one that I had back in the day. But I have been, in the last couple of years, had a resurgence, my own private resurgence in my head of of Neurotta stuff. So I've been picking several titles up. So good stuff. And here's another guitarist that I've enjoyed for quite a while. And this is an early album, 1984, of his, Lee Ritenour. And this is Banded Together, a great, what's sure to be great, I haven't listened to it yet, album from his earlier years. I've got 6 or 7 albums so far, counting this one. And yes, Patty Austin appears on vocals. Phil Collins appears on drums on this album. Nathan East on bass. He gets a pretty good group of artists to surround him on that one. So yeah, cool stuff. And in this one was in the special rack in St. Vinnie's. So I paid a little extra for it, but I am quite fond of the Yellow Jackets, a smooth jazz or contemporary jazz band. I've got several of their albums already. I think I have this one on vinyl, but I decided to pick it up on CD as well. This was their debut album. They've put out, 20 albums, I think, close to maybe. And yeah, so pick up that one. And also one of their later albums, Dreamland. So yeah, I got to add a little bit more to my Yellow Jackets collection. Then we're getting into the soundtracks and soundtrack adjacent stuff. This one I saw at St. Vinnie's the previous time I was there. Didn't pick it up because I had enough. I decided that I had enough. In my cart or in my basket at the time, but it was still there, so I picked it up. It's an album by flautist James Galway, and as you can see, the title is Quiet on the Set, James Galway at the Movies. He does a bunch of movie themes on here. And yes, he does have some John Williams nestled in here somewhere. Far and Away, and I guess just Far and Away. I was going to say, I thought maybe he also did the theme from Schindler's List, which would be a little weird on flute. So I'm kind of glad he didn't put that one in here. But yeah, you got some Thomas Newman, some Alan Silvestri. He does the theme from Forrest Gump by Alan Silvestri. Braveheart by James Horner. I figured that would be an interesting listen. Then a couple of song-based soundtracks. They had Yesterday, the movie of the guy that co-opts Beatles songs when he wakes up in a universe where the Beatles didn't exist. Interesting movie. And yes, I have not listened to this yet, so I assume that he performs these Beatles songs. So yeah, that'll be interesting to listen to. Kind of along the lines of the Complete Unknown soundtrack, the Dylan biopic with Timothée Chalamet. And then we have The Ultimate Dirty Dancing. This is a album of every song featured in Dirty Dancing in chronological order, in film order. So yeah, decided to pick that one up. 99 cents. Not particularly a huge Dirty Dancing fan, but that was, you have to admit, that was one of the staple soundtracks of the 80s, alongside Beverly Hills Cop and Flashdance and Top Gun and all those other ones. Then the last song-based soundtrack for today is The Way Back. This is a movie I have not seen, at least not yet, but the soundtrack was a little too tempting. Has a couple of songs by Edie Brickell and the Gadabouts. I don't know if that's a band that she put together just to do these 2 songs, or if it's another band that she performs with, maybe. But I've been an Edie Brickell fan for a while, and so to have 2 songs of hers. And then we've got Mr. Mr., Kyrie by Mr. Mr., and let's see, there's a couple of other, New Sensation by INXS, and Sneakin' Sally Through the Alley by Robert Palmer. So a couple of 80s hits on here, and some other stuff by artists that I kind of like. Ben Queller is on here, kind of an indie rock artist that I enjoy. And Rob Simonson apparently did the score, and so there's the theme from The Way Back by Rob Simonson is also on here. And Rob Simonson is actually spent some time in Oregon. I believe he actually worked at House of Records briefly, so while he was going to school at the University of Oregon. So yeah, the fact that there's a Rob Simonson track in here also made me pick it up. Then we've got some actual soundtracks. Yeah, some actual scores. Not that those weren't soundtracks. I'm talking scores. And yes, most of this stuff is stuff I have not seen. It's just I'm kind of been on a soundtrack kick for a while, and just when I see soundtracks, especially for 99 cents, I'm going to pick them up. Here's the TV soundtrack, the first volume of Lost, the TV soundtrack by Michael Giacchino. Never watched the show. Just never been a huge fan of the heavily serialized TV shows. I don't know why, but yeah, just never got around to watching it. Maybe I will at some point. And then a Danny Elfman score, Proof of Life. Yes, found that for 99 cents. Yes, and Elfman is one of those who, whenever I see a score of his that I don't already have, and it's at a good price, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. Then we have, I guess I didn't show you the back side of that one. Got to be consistent, Anyway, there you go. And then, yes, another movie I have not seen, Sleeping with the Enemy, score by Jerry Goldsmith, one of the absolute masters, towering figures in film scoring. And yes, he's another one that I will almost always go ahead and pick up a score if I see it for a bargain price, if it's there. So yeah. And then Beethoven, another movie I have not seen. I heard it's supposed to be a really good, really funny movie. But yeah, scored by Randy Edelman. I've got a few of his scores in here. So yeah. My soundtrack section is building massively at a huge rate, and I'm running out of room very quickly. And then this one I've owned before, and actually I think I still own on vinyl, but I found it. This was a remastered version, which I didn't realize there was one. The Sting, the music of Scott Joplin, adapted by Marvin Hamlish, along with some original Marvin Hamlish compositions as well. So, but yes, it's the remastered version, as you can tell by the spiffy new spine and the track listing on the back. No additional tracks on it, I believe. It's the same track listing as before, but yeah. Always nice to have a remastered version of a score. And then we have The American President. This is a movie I have seen. It's been a long, long time ago, but as I recall, it was a pretty good movie. And the score is by Mark Shaman. So, yeah. And yes, two more here. Another movie I have never seen, and I will not even attempt to pronounce the name of this composer. And you'll see why when you see it. The movie is called Damage, and this is the name of the composer. Search me. I guess I'll have to go online and see if I can figure out how to pronounce their name. But yeah, I figured, and especially the one big reason I picked this one up because it is a Varese Sarabande release, and you can tell the classic era of Varese Sarabande. You can tell by this maroon colored spine with the white serif all caps typeface on it. And yeah, there's this composer's name again. Pronounce that, I dare ya. Anyway, and the last CD in my collection is by Basil Poledouris. I think it's Basil, it might be Basil, I'm not sure, but it is The Hunt for Red October, the classic spy thriller movie. And so yeah, again, one that I have not seen. I heard it's got a great cast, so I probably should see it. I've just never been one for espionage or political thrillers. So, but yeah, always nice to add it to my collection. So yes, those are the CDs, and I do have, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, a Blu-ray to show you as well. And I almost never look at the DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm just kind of always in a CD mood when I'm there at St. Vinnie's. But this one, fate made me look and see it, and so I absolutely had to grab it. No hesitation. It is the Goat Rodeo Session Live. Yes, this is, I have both of the albums by this group of musicians, Yo-Yo Ma, Stuart Duncan, Edgar Meyer, and Chris Thile. And it is basically a combination of classical and bluegrass. Something that you wouldn't think would work, but I've got both of their albums, as I said. I really, really enjoy them. And I didn't even know that there was a live concert video out. And so absolutely, I grabbed this one immediately and will have lots of fun watching it. I just came home with it yesterday, day before. So yes, I will definitely have fun watching that. So what do you think of that haul? Yes, my CD backlog, as I said, is already kind of ridiculous, and I shouldn't have bought these this much CDs anyway, but I can't help it. I'll eventually listen to them all, I promise. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like it if you like it. And before you go, drop me some feedback in the comment section. I'd love to know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to catch my future videos, hit my username to browse my old videos. Links to my socials and my favorite fellow YouTubers are in the description below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and remember, life's too short to be a music snob.